So this is a neem tree. You can see a habit of the tree, a big trunk and spreading branches. The terminal branches have produced leaves. In the spring season, new leaves and flowers are added. So let me zoom on the branch. You can see inflorescence on this branch and new leaves. So these spreading branches and trunk means the habit of this plant is tree.
Done.
So this is a twig of neem. You can see one branch with leaves and inflorescence. So step by step we have to describe all the organs. Already we have noted down the habit of this plant. Okay. Now the first thing is stem. So you can see stem is woody, although it is green on the outer side because of its young branch. Otherwise, the lower part you can see it's woody stem. It's strong. You can see it is cylindrical. Obviously, it is branched. And on the older parts, if we use magnifying lens, we can see presence of lenticels. And under magnifying lens, I can see even small hair. So we can say stem is pubescent. Now we'll describe next organ, that is leaf. So can you see and identify the type of phyllotaxy? So you can see at each node there is a single leaflet. So it's a alternate phyllotaxy. Leaves are attached by means of its base, and you can see characteristic leaf base. It's swollen, so we describe it as a pulvinous leaf base. Now it has got a petiole, and if you see the type of leaf, it's very clear. There are leaflets. So it's a compound leaf, and in compound the type of leaf is pinnately compound. Now leaflets are arranged on the first branch, that's why it is unipinnately compound. And there are even number of leaflets, and in some cases there are odd number. Fine, so it's unipinnately compound leaf. If you closely observe leaflet, you will find one feature in this where lamina is unequally divided. So you can clearly see that unequal division of lamina. So we describe this leaflet as oblique leaflet. Now margin of the leaflet is serrate and apex is acute. So entire leaf we can describe as leaf is alternate, exstipulate, petiolate, pinnately compound with oblique leaflets. Leaflet margin is serrate, acute apex, and venation is unicostate reticulate. Leaf base is pulvinous. Now next organ is inflorescence. So you can clearly see inflorescence is produced in the axil of compound leaf. So we call it as axillary inflorescence. Now if you look at the inflorescence, we should identify the type of inflorescence. Now it is a cymose type of inflorescence. Let me describe it. So it's branched, so we can say it is a panicle type. Now if we closely see each branch, then see that branch has ended in a flower. In its axil it is producing one more branch which has ended in a flower. Then it is producing one more branch which is ending in a flower. So each branch, each terminal branch of the inflorescence is showing a monocacial sign pattern. So the entire inflorescence is branched, and each terminal branch is showing monocacheal cymose type of pattern. So that's why we can say that inflorescence is panicle cymose type. Oh.
Start.
Now we have to describe each flower. Now before opening the flower, we'll note down certain things like about the presence and absence of bracts. So whether flower is pedicellate or sessile. So I don't see very big outgrowths at the base of leaf or on the peduncle. But under magnifying glass, I can see some tiny outgrowths on the peduncle, especially in young flowers. So I think we can consider them as bracts. Yes, they are a tiny outgrowth on the peduncle. So I think, yeah. So we can say flower is bracteate. Now I see a pedicel at the base of flower. So I mean it's pedicellate. So flower is not sessile. It has got a stalk. So it's a pedicellate. Okay. So we'll note down that flower is bracteate, pedicellate, and rest of the things we'll note down once we open the flower. We'll have to describe all the whorls of the flowers. So this is open flower. This is bud. We have to describe the whorls of the flower. We can see calyx over here. This is corolla. So first of all, we'll describe the calyx. With the help of needle, we can lift these sepals and count the number of sepals in the calyx. Now, the color of the sepals is actually matching the color of petals. That's why it's difficult to see them. But when we remove all the petals and androecium part in the open flower, we can see calyx. So here I have separated calyx, and 5 sepals can be seen. Very small sepals attached at the base. Tips are free. So we say connate at the base. We'll separate petals. So 1, 2, third one, fourth, and fifth. Okay. So I could see 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the bud condition, even I could see the arrangement of petals. That means estivation. So one was totally outside, okay, one was totally inside, and others were overlapping. That means estivation is imbricate. So 5 petals can be clearly seen in this. So we can describe corolla as corolla with 5 petals, polypetalous condition showing imbricate estivation. Now when I remove these petals, all the petals, so what is left is androecium. So this structure is androecium. We can see a long tube over here and some free tips. Okay. So when I separate this androecium, we can see a tubular structure with free tips. That means filaments of the stamens are united, forming a tube, and anthers are free. So let us count the anthers. Split open that tube which is made up of filaments, and then I count the number of anthers which I can see as yellow things at the tip. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 anthers. That means androecium is made up of 10 stamens. Anthers are free, filaments are fused. So it is showing an adelphi. A single staminal tube is there. So it is a monoadelphous condition. So very special feature we see here, androecium with monoadelphous condition made up of 10 stamens. After observing androecium with 10 stamens in monoadelphous condition, I have separated gynoecium. You can see calyx, ovary, style and stigma. Ovary is above the calyx so that it is superior. Stigma is lobed. Now when I remove sepals, one prominent feature I see, that is disc below the ovary. Now to find out number of carpels, we have to take the section of ovary and observe under dissecting microscope. After taking section under a dissecting microscope, we can observe placentation. In neem plant, we see 3 locules, so we say there are 3 carpels. But in Bacchand neem, we see 5 locules indicating 5 carpels. The type of cohesion in carpels is syncarpous. So gynoecium is tri or pentacarpellary syncarpous, ovary superior with exile placentation. Fruit is simple fleshy drupe type. So in conclusion, we can say flower is bracteate, actinomorphic, bisexual, complete and hypogynous.